Top news as of November 19, 2025. This summary covers today's top news across world, economy, finance, technology, and logistics, focusing on recent developments as of November 19, 2025. World news. The global political and economic landscape is currently being shaped by trade tensions, particularly concerning U.S. tariffs. The U.S. is actively pursuing framework trade deals with several partners, including Switzerland and South Korea, which has seen its import tariff limits on items like cars and auto parts formalized. In Asia, Japan's economy contracted in the latest quarter, with a key factor being the negative impact of U.S.-imposed auto tariffs on its exports. Tensions with China over remarks on Taiwan have also led to a significant plunge in Japan's tourism stocks. Meanwhile, in a major international legal development, the ousted former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, has been sentenced to death for crimes against humanity. The U.S. House also passed a bill with near-unanimous support to release all files related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, adding pressure on the Senate to act.
Economy and finance. Global market jitters and AI bubble concerns. The global economy is facing multiple headwinds. U.S. labor market weakness is suggested by an unusually high unemployment rate for recent college graduates compared to the overall rate, reaching its highest level since 2014 outside of the pandemic period. Meanwhile, Chinese exports are weakening, and fixed asset investment saw a record decline in the first 10 months. Market sentiment is volatile, heavily influenced by the technology sector. An AI bubble concern is growing, intensified by the news that billionaire investor Peter Thiel's fund sold off its entire stake in Nvidia in the third quarter. This comes after a massive sell-off that saw several major AI-related companies collectively lose about $1 trillion in market value. U.S. market highlights and monetary policy. In the U.S., the Federal Reserve is holding interest rates steady, waiting to assess the full impact of tariffs, with expectations for 2 cuts later in the year. President Donald Trump is defending his economic policies, including an aggressive stance on tariffs, while facing growing public angst over the cost of living. A notable financial event saw Alphabet, Google's parent company, shares jump after Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway disclosed taking a multi-billion-dollar stake in the firm.
Technology. In a massive commitment to U.S. tech infrastructure, AI company Anthropic announced a $50 billion investment to build data centers in Texas and New York. On the regulatory front, there's a push for a bipartisan bill that would require employers to report AI-related layoffs.
Logistics. AI and robotics drive transformation. The convergence of technology and logistics is leading to a major transformation. Logistics is rapidly shifting towards AI-driven intelligence and domestic resilience. Major companies are adopting strategies like zero distance to consumers, fueled by investments in automation, robotics, and autonomous mobile robots, AMRs. The future is seen as the AI-enabled adaptive warehouse, moving from basic tracking to real-time, proactive operation. Logistics and supply chain shifts. Global supply chains are undergoing significant realignment. There are reports of many international companies shifting supply chains away from China to avoid U.S. tariffs. In the freight sector, major logistics company FedEx is continuing its Network 2.0 overhaul, which involves shutting down ship centers and implementing layoffs as part of its streamlining effort. The U.S. Postal Service, USPS, is also making moves, planning a reunion with UPS to handle low-budget shipments and looking to open up the last mile to more shippers to better utilize its network assets.